My name is Albert Luna, and I am an overcomer. In 1997, me and my wife got married, and we were looking forward to our marriage together, building a life together. 9 months later, the unbelievable happened to me. I came home from work one evening, and I was feeling tired, and I told my wife that my body was hurting. She told me to go ahead and just take a nap, rest my body. About 45 minutes later, when I tried to get up, I realized I could not move anything from my waist down. I tried to force myself to get up and I couldn't. Then I began to panic. That's when I yelled for my wife to come into the room. And when she came, I told her, listen, I can't get up. I can't move anything from my waist down. And when she saw the desperation in my eyes, when she saw the tears in my eyes, she went ahead and called 911. I arrived at the VMC hospital. They proceeded to take tests on me. They came to the conclusion that I needed to have an emergency operation on my back. While they were operating on me, there were complications, and I died on the operating table. They said I was dead for about 2 to 3.5 minutes long. They were about to pronounce me dead when my heartbeat came back. So I was recovering in my room when the doctor walked in with a wheelchair with him, and he told me to look at the wheelchair, and he pointed at it, and he told me, because of the severity of my injury, that I would now be in that wheelchair for the rest of my life. I couldn't believe what I just heard, but the reality was that I was going to be paralyzed from my waist down for the rest of my life. During all this time that I was going through, my wife taking care of me having accidents that she had to take care of, I became very angry. I began to push away my wife, and I kept telling her to leave me. I didn't want her to stay married to me out of pity. I didn't want her to feel sorry for me. I began to get angry. And most of all, I got angry at God, because why would this happen to me? Why did He allow this to happen to me? 3.5 years after my injury, my uncle's friend came over and asked if he can pray for me. And he prayed for me. While he was praying for me, he said that the Lord spoke to him and told him that He was going to raise me up, that I was not going to be in that chair for the rest of my life. For the first time in a long time, I got excited. I felt a little bit of hope. But after a year passing by, nothing, still in the same situation, still paralyzed. And then after the second year, from when he talked to me and told me I was going to walk again, I was still in the same situation. So instead of being excited, I began to get even more angry. A little bit over 2.5 years after my uncle's friend prayed for me, God gave me a vision to me personally and told me that He was going to raise me up. After hearing from Him speak to me, I got excited, and I began to search out healing words, scriptures on healing, and I began to read those over and over, night by night. So a few weeks later, after the Lord had given me the vision, I began to get sensation on my feet and my legs, and I got excited. So we went to see the doctor to let him know about the progress of me able to move my feet. And they were kind of amazed why I was able to move my feet, because an MRI showed that my spine was not connected. There was no signal going from my brain to my spine. So the ability for me to move my feet was impossible. So a few weeks after I was able to move my toes, I was sitting in my chair in the living room for the very first time after over 5 years. I stood up on my own strength. So on my next visit to my doctor, I was able to show them that I can stand up on my own. They told me not to get too excited about that, because they still really believed that I would never walk again. I made a determination in my mind that I was not going to let anything stop me from achieving what God promised me. God's promise to me came true in March of 2002 when I was laying in my bed, and I decided to get up and walk under my own strength. And I was able to walk from my bed to my front door without anything, no type of support. 9 years later, I'm able to walk on my own ability. Doctors are still amazed of my ability to walk on my own strength, because every time I get a test done on my back, they see that my spine is not connected. And when they see that, they just can't understand why I'm walking. God has given me back my life. My name is Albert Luna, and I am an overcomer.